Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Tranglo because I always like to show you the rails that XRP is gonna run on in the future. Cambodia, Malaysia have entered phase 2 of their cross-border QR payment integration, enhancing interoperability and financial connectivity between the two countries. Now, this article does not talk about Ripple or XRP at all, but we already know the connections in Cambodia and Malaysia. So let's start with Cambodia. Cambodia is opening up to regulated digital assets like stablecoins, while advancing renewable energy initiatives through collaborations with Ripple's Chris Larsen. Plans to position Cambodia as a solar panel export hub and expand economic ties with the U.S. align with the country's focus on sustainability and financial innovation. These developments could encourage the adoption of Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin for trade and XRP for efficient cross-border transactions, boosting economic connectivity and modernizing Cambodia's financial infrastructure. Then there's Malaysia and Do It Now, and Thailand PromptPay, connected to Singapore Tranglo and Ripple. Also BRICS as well. This shows you all the rails that have been getting set up for over a decade. I mean, there's rails in every single country at this point right now for XRP to run on. That's why when somebody says, oh, this is the XRP killer, at this point, I just laugh because I already know for the last decade, Ripple's been putting those rails in place. So whenever a new cryptocurrency pops up and somebody says that, I always think to myself, one thing that cryptocurrency doesn't have is the Ripple rails. Breaking, Empower US obtains Hinman IG report. It was a whitewash. So we waited all this time to get the Hinman report, only to find out that Hinman has not conducted any criminal activity. They gave him a free pass, just like ETH got a free pass. So at least now the crypto space knows where they stand when it comes to Hinman. You know, this guy is so corrupt. You'd think they would have found at least a little bit of dirt on this guy. But you know who's not getting a free pass? Sam Bankman-Fried. He just got moved to a violent California prison called Victimville. And that's okay because Sam created a lot of victims himself. A lot of people lost everything with the fall of FTX. The medium security facility has a reputation for being harsh with frequent fights, stabbings, and a potentially charged environment. You know, I think they moved him here for a reason. I think Sam is now getting his karma. You know, a lot of people that were investing through FTX, they lost everything. And some of them are still going to lose because of the KYC AML requirements that they never filled out. Some of that money may go unclaimed because of that. I covered that in a video a few weeks ago. XRP to be listed on WebC, another listing for XRP. And this happened on April 11th, Friday. And then they go on to talk about what XRP is. It's a digital asset and payment system technology developed by Ripple Labs. The project was created in 2012 with the aim of providing faster, more reliable, and scalable solutions for global money transfers. They're telling you what it's built to do. But you know, at this point, everybody wants to be wants to give access to XRP because this run, it's going to be absolutely incredible. The FOMO level is going to be off the charts because everybody and their brother is going to want to hold XRP when it really starts to break out. Now, we're going to talk about something that is very rarely talked about in the crypto space now. And this comes from Black Swan Capitalist. Let's say you sell your crypto sell portfolio hits $1 million. Have you ever thought about how you're going to sell it? This is a critical question. It's much easier said than done. I encourage all of you to create an exit strategy. And I talked about this back in like 2022. And back then, it wasn't as important as it is right now. Because I know a lot of people are going to be selling off some of their crypto in the very short term. Easy, swap your coins with a stable coin and keep it in a cold wallet. Then get a one-way plane ticket to Dubai to avoid the taxes. And Black Swan Capitalist says, of course, I was just pointing out that on Uphold, you'll still run into the $10,000 limit for converting to a stable coin or even trying to withdraw. A $10,000 limit is there, and there's a daily limit. So you'd have to sell your crypto in $10,000 increments until you hit your daily limit. Then resume selling the next day. And that's going to be an issue, moving your money off the exchanges. Other exchanges have a limit of $100,000. Others are even higher. Here's another game plan. First, move it all to a stable coin. Second, make sure you use different wallets. I would make 10 different wallets and transfer $300,000 to each one of them. That's if you're cashing out $3 million in crypto. But I would still create 10 different wallets at $100K if you're cashing out $1 million. Third, taxes are going to be a bitch. I would move somewhere where taxes are pretty low. Think Puerto Rico, Dubai, and so on. Fourth, make an account in Coinbase or Binance. Fifth, cash out through them. And that's it. Enjoy your 3 mil. But you know, the reason I said create 10 different wallets, I've seen that game plan. That goes back years. I mean, I'm talking all the way back to the day I got into crypto. People said it's better to have 10 different wallets and move money out of those 10 wallets on a daily basis. And I think that had to do with the limits at Uphold back then as well. This way you could move 100 grand a day and you could move all the money out within 10 days. But let's go over to Google and see what the AI overview is. To transfer $1 million from an exchange to a bank, you'll likely need to use a wire transfer or similar method. This involves initiating the transfer through the exchange, providing your bank account details, and potentially incurring fees. The entire process can take anywhere from 1 to 5 business days, depending on the transfer method and destination. Whenever you have more than $10,000 coming to your bank, you have to notify the bank as well. Otherwise, you're going to get hit with red flags, and they could lock up your money. So initiate the transfer, log into the exchange, and start the transfer process. Provide your bank's details. Confirm the transfer. Double check all details, including the amount, currency, and recipient information before finalizing the transfer. Then choose your transfer method, bank-to-bank transfer, wire transfer, or ACH transfer. And again, the fees. Your bank may also charge you fees. And the processing time is 1 to 5 business days. But reporting requirements. Transfers of $10,000 or more to or from the U.S. will trigger a currency transaction report, and that can tie up your money even longer. Then they go on to talk about the taxes as well. You know, I remember people used to cash out crypto and take off to Puerto Rico. Some of them blew through the money and got trapped in another country, wanting to come back to the United States. If you plan to move to another country to avoid the taxes, you better have a game plan. You don't want to get there, blow through the money, and end up broke. Also, you don't want to put $1 million in one bank account because of FDIC insurance, especially now with the liquidity problems in the banking system. You're going to have to set up multiple accounts to put the money in. A lot of people don't think of that either. But if you're going to cash out that type of money out of crypto, you want to put that money to work for you. You don't want to blow through it and end up back here chasing the next big thing. Plus, we are at a time in crypto now where passive income is right around the corner. And passive income options might be a better option than taking out all the money. And even with RLUSD, they're now giving 5% returns on that stablecoin in some places. So say you were to cash out your crypto, you could move it into RLUSD and get 5% returns on that money. Or you could take that RLUSD and stake it in other ways and even earn more passive income. I'll talk a little bit more about the passive income in another video, but I wanted to show you things that you have to consider if you're cashing out $1 million in crypto. But this is with all different amounts. Say you make $100,000 in crypto in this run and you cash it out. Again, have a game plan. Make sure you have everything in place. And if you're going to move money from a crypto exchange to a bank, you better give the bank heads up. Otherwise, you could have your money locked up for possibly 30 days, depending on how fast the bank wants to work on releasing your money. And now everybody talks about manipulation inside of crypto. This comes from Crypto Busy, and I thought it was a good post, especially now with the big major dips in crypto. Everybody's saying it's market manipulation. A must-know crypto manipulation tactic: bear raids. The Wall Street tactic crypto whales use to liquidate retail investors. The shocking BIS data reveals a predatory pattern in crypto markets during both Luna and FTX collapses. Whales systematically sold their holdings to unsuspecting retail investors right before price crashes. This classic bear raid playbook works in predictable steps. Whales accumulate short positions or prepare to buy back cheaper. They coordinate large sell orders to break key support levels. FUD spreads rapidly across social media and forums. Retail panic sells at bottoms, creating exit liquidity. Price recovers after whales secure their profits. The chart tells this story clearly. Small holders consistently increase positions while large holders dump before major crashes. This transfer of wealth isn't random. It's a calculated strategy that's transferred billions from retail to sophisticated players. Learn to identify the warning signs: sudden price drops with high volume, absence of fundamental news, and coordinated negative sentiment campaigns. Knowledge is your best protection in markets designed to separate you from your assets. And that's what's been going on. That's why I'm always telling you, as you're selling the dip, the whales are buying the dip. They already anticipated weak hands. That's why it's so important to make it through the dips, because you always have sellers. Some people just aren't built for crypto, and they know they're not built for this space, yet they keep investing in it, hoping the next dip they don't sell. But guess what? Emotions get the best of them. That's why you got to leave your emotions at the door when you get into crypto. I wanted to show you these two things: cashing out and how to avoid becoming exit liquidity as a retail investor. But you already made it through the dips. You are built for crypto. And until XRP takes off, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.